I always thought art was about drawing and about sculpturing and about writing. I never thought that photography was one of those categories. So I was never good at drawing or sculpturing or writing, even though I did it. But the camera liberated me from the inability to draw. So that was a very liberating conclusion. So I just jumped into photography wholeheartedly. I felt like I found a voice, you know. Not English or not Italian as the voice, but photography as the voice. That this camera was going to allow me to say things and do things that I never was going to be able to do with the human language. Whether it's an intellectual pursuit, an emotional pursuit, an academic pursuit that I communicate through photography, there's always been something that I've wanted to, I guess, talk about. With the petroglyph project, which is the project I spent the most time and brought the most into from the outside and from different phases of my life, it went from subject matter of being just petroglyphs, something that the American Indians did, to more of a religious phenomena, where I was bringing, Catholic, saintly, iconographic images into it. Where you look at some of these petroglyphs and you know they were used as places where people went to communicate with the spirit world, or places where there was already power. Either power was brought to the landscape with the artwork that they painted on the rocks, or people brought something to it because there was a visionary place. Well, I went to some of these petroglyph sites with the same attitude, that I wanted to communicate with my dead parents, and my dead grandmother. So I felt like I was doing sort of the same thing. So I had no problems overlapping Christian or other religious disciplines over the North American Indian artwork in my mind, or personal things about death and birth and the continuity of life. The project I did on the Industrial Revolution, which took 4 years to do, because part of it was making photographs, part of it was raising money, just the logistics of a big project like this. And of course the physicality was a great area from Worcester down to Providence. That project happened because I canoed on the Woonasquatucket River, which came down through Onlyville from North Smithfield. And as I was canoeing along those rivers and periodically stopping because there's dams and sluices, I noticed along the eroded riverbank that there was layers and layers of material. It's not just refrigerators and sewing machines and things like that. It was actually, 3 feet thick of layering of time period. And I realized that this was industrial archaeology, and that the Industrial Revolution might be a project that I'd be interested in. I came to America in '52 with my family, and we came to an area of Rhode Island that's called Knightsville, which is in Cranston. And all the people from my village migrated there, and we did too. And that's mostly where I grew up. After college, I pretty much left this area for many, many years, just literally traveling around the world. And for a long time, I would just come back to Cranston just to work. Has a story, has geometric patterns, Has visual effects. Nice intimate story. Yeah, I always thought, in an academic way, there was always one of three things had to be in a photograph to make it a powerful, resonant image. And that would have to be either subject matter, composition, or technique, the quality of the negative and the quality of the print. And I still believe that it has to be one of those three things. I did projects on the killings in Rhode Island. And as you know, there were usually about 20 to 25, let's say, gangland killings, for a better term. And at first, when I saw these memorial shrines that they were building, I thought they were very similar to the religious shrines that I had photographed. I said, gee, this is sort of the same thing happening. But then I realized that they were because of killings. But they were doing the same things. They were bringing objects and empowering the object, empowering the place where the person died as memorials. They would bring, the bandanas. They would bring T-shirts. They would bring childhood teddy bears and things like that. Again, to bring power to that place. It's all been very, very personal. It's always been about myself and my own relationship to society and to nature. And I think people know that my approach to photography was an honest approach to photography. I really believed in what I did. I really believed in the pictures. I showed pictures that I really believed in. It wasn't just fluff. It wasn't just to get a name or to make a living. It was really something that I dedicated years of my life to take pictures. So I think that comes across.